Well, today I'm diving into the subject of ADUs, or auxiliary dwelling units. I happen to be looking for that on property that I have where I have enough land to put in maybe a 400 square foot unit and offer it as either a rental unit or extra guest housing, or even maybe I might move into it and rent my main house. We'll talk about that later. But auxiliary dwelling units have been increasingly popular just for the added value of rental income and more smaller housing for people, single people or two people that need housing. As we know, housing is becoming an issue in many cities where there is just not enough housing or rental property. And this ADU complexity can answer some of those issues, hopefully. Maybe that's not the goal here. It's what can an ADU do for me? So as I look at ADUs, they are detached units generally. They look like tiny homes, most of them. Or they could be attached, or that you could convert your garage into an ADU unit. I've seen some of those. Some cities allow that. So you wouldn't even have to do any construction other than the mechanical hookups, which would be less costly, but that person is now sharing a wall with you, which you may or may not want. So let's explore options for seniors considering building an ADU and what might be some of the things you're thinking about. There is also, there's rental income. If you're renting the unit as a strictly month-to-month unit, where you're collecting a check every month from the tenant, you're a landlord, they're the tenant, you're making a little more income to supplement your income in your retirement age, which is a good thing. You have to also consider how does it impact any of your other finances. Should it push you into a higher tax bracket? You got to look at that. Do you have the land on your property to fit the unit and still fit within your local jurisdiction building codes? I'm looking at, as I get older, I want to have a unit where someone could live that may, in the beginning, may not take care of me, but could check in. Maybe it could be a caretaker for light housework and meal prep. As I get older, maybe it might be a caretaker that could take on some nursing capabilities, and the rent could be part of their pay package, is what I'm looking at long term. But what your needs are will be different than mine. If you want to maintain your independence or just have income or friends and family come visit, there's lots of options that you have to consider with an ADU. As I said, renting it out to someone that you know and that could help you, assist you in your home life is my goal. So obviously you want to rent out to someone that is applicable to your lifestyle. You don't want to have a young person or an old person partying on your property and then keeping you up at night. So you have to obviously walk the line of who is this person going to be sharing your not adjoining wall with on your property. And also, do you have space for their car? Do you have space for a little patio where they're going to sit and not sit on your patio? Because I have a pool, they're going to be using my pool. So I don't mind that, but if you're playing a pool party and they're here, they may not want to be having a pool party that day. As ADUs, the most key part is expenses. There are lots of options. They have turnkey options where you just write one check and they nuts to bolts do everything for you, from permitting to site survey to hookups to the slab to dropping it on your property and making it ready. To the other option is, are they building it on site? Is it, building a small home on your property? Are they dropping in a shipping container configured as a ADU? There are lots and lots of options out there, and I suggest you investigate all of them to what's going to accommodate your aesthetic to your home that you're living in, because that will warrant possibly tax implications of your property value and your property taxes going up. So there's always to look into the local assessor, what they are going to do to your ADU unit. Is it going to raise your taxes $400 a year or $5,000 a year? Every jurisdiction is different, but an ADU may not be for you if you don't want the hassle of a tenant, because that has its own implications. If you're not just renting, giving it away to rent, have family visit, or maybe just an art studio. A.D.Us can be an art studio, not house anyone at all. So it's all about the privacy and tenants. But if you are going to rent out, you really do have to spell out some clear boundaries. And I would put some kind of a cohabitation document together to say that, these days, maybe I'm home once day a week and I say, hey, Tuesdays, can you not have outdoor activities, laying out in the yard with the radio going to help accommodate me? And it may be the same thing for them. They may have a day where they have a day off and they want to not be disturbed. So it's all about communication and trying to fit into each one's lifestyle. So as you look for your A.D.U and doing your research, check with your local zoning and your building office to find out what they allow, what they don't allow, what setbacks are. Do some research on that before you go out and buy one right away. If you're not doing the turnkey option where the contractor does that all for you, but it's research, research, research. Also, I would recommend any company that manufactures them and then drops them on site, go visit the factory, see the units being built, know what the construction is, the materials, the insulation factor, the windows, everything that's going to meet your area. I'm in a very desert area. We need to have desert windows due to our severe temperatures here, where you may need something for the opposite, severe cold. And like any construction, the materials they use can vary widely to top of the line materials to middle of the road materials, which can raise and lower costs, but also affect your comfort level if you're living in this unit. Do you want to wash your dryer? Do you want a full kitchen? These things expand the footprint slightly. Or do you want just a living area with a bathroom that you can use the main house kitchen if you're sharing it with friends and family? That can reduce the cost, but then you're going into the house to make food. But these are all doable things if you think about it, but options. The key thing is, if you're financing this or taking money out of your retirement funds, do you need an ROI on this unit? If I'm spending $100,000 for an A.D.U, do I need to make that money back within a certain amount of time to supplement my income? Or is this something that I want to do long-term to augment my living lifestyle to what I need, and I'm really not worried about the return on investment? That's a big question that you have to answer, because you can get home loans on these units. The manufacturers could finance it for you, but with all those finance, or you could get a line of credit on your house and then finance it. But all these things have impact and has a monthly payment on it, so you have to think about those things. And if you're going to be living in it as a senior, you want to be senior friendly. So can you get a wheelchair? You want to have grab rails in the shower, in the wet areas, in the bathroom. Are the counters accessible? If you envision being in a wheelchair, can you get to the counter level with a wheelchair to work at the counter or any of the facilities in the kitchen or the bath, so you can live at that level? You may need to lower the counter levels at that point in the build. So it's about thinking ahead, looking at what you need, and is an A.D.U unit right for you? Only you can decide. But I hope some of these things I've brought up help you make that decision. But if you go to my website, roadpast65.com, and look at my blog, you'll find the A.D.U blog post. And I'll put a link in the show notes here to that blog post so you can see it and read. I have a full list of pros and cons that you can look at, other that are beyond what's in this video. So thank you. I hope you have a great day. And as I close always, and don't forget, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I respond to comments, so please do. Look forward to hearing from you. As I say, in closing, live your best day today.